You're listening to Max Talks.
Communication, encouragement, appreciation actually over a period of time. Um, it's about creating an open environment in the organization actually. And the most important thing which I feel today is about problem solving. Um, I was fortunate enough to work with Reliance for a longer period of time, in my career, in which we had the first initial days of my time in Reliance. What I learned initially was that they said that, no is something which is not there in our dictionary. That's what was taught to us initially. So we never, so anything that used to come to us, we never used to say no. We used to say why not, why not, so that vocabulary over a period of time has actually become part of my DNA also. Today, and I've been training it with my team, my entire organization also, or whomever I speak to. I said, "आप नहीं क्यों बोलते हो? ये सोचो कि क्यों नहीं." So possibility thinking is something which is very much required for this actually. If so, problem solving happens mainly because of possibility thinking. If you are stuck at a certain situation or at a certain point, the only possibility thinking can get us out of it. And along with that, in our daily work also, if we are always into a possibility realm of possibility, a lot of new options come out in life. The main thing is we have to really work on problem solving, because many organizations, many departments, many situations, people get stuck only because they are not in the realm of possibility. So that is something I was fortunate enough to learn, and I've applied in my life throughout, getting into the realm of possibility thinking all the time. So today, anything comes as a hindrance or a challenge. I don't ever call it a hindrance at all. I always call it a challenge. Any challenge comes, I always look into possibility thinking. What is possible out of it? And working on it. Or of course, also have got plan A, plan B, plan C always there available with me when in such a situation. Based on experience, we always have no okay what has to be done. So possibility thinking is very much problem solving is something with possibility thinking is very much required actually to move ahead today in this environment in which everything is so competitive, and new ideas are always required every time to solve a problem. So we have to be in the realm of possibility. We cannot be actually stuck somewhere. But that at a thinking level, we'll have to move into that, thinking, and we have to be. We always our vocabulary has to change from no to why not, why not, why not, why not. That's how you can see all the miracles in this world happen because of that only. I always give that example of Roger Bannister, which we generally give our, before 1950, it was not. It was said that no, it is not physically possible for a man to run a mile within 5 minutes, and this person came and he did it, and he showed it to the world. After that, it's not important. He showed it. After him, another 200 people did it in 2 years' time. So, that also gives us an insight how we set goals, because the typical way of our setting goals is that past performance, current situation, we predict the future. That's how most of us set goals. Actually, it is the wrong way of goal setting. No miracle can happen. Miracles are happening everywhere today. Every single record in the sports world is getting broken. Many records in the business world are getting broken only because somebody comes in and just predicts the future and starts working on it, rather than we looking at the past performance, present situation, and predict the future. Actually, that is over a period of time, I have realized that it's the wrong way of goal setting. The right way of goal setting is define your priorities and predict the future and start working towards it. That's how every single record is getting broken today. And so, again, it's a realm of possibility for problem solving, for everything. Every problem can become an opportunity if we think that way, if we set goals that way. So at a thinking level, when we start working towards it like that, we can always move into a realm of possibility. So this has to be practiced with your team, with our team, with our organization, so that over the long run, it becomes sync, and that's how an organization grows. That's how we reach big goals together. So this has been my experience about how to handle it.
Thanks, Rajesh, and also for the example of Roger Bannister, who cleared the path for 200 other sportsmen and
Right.
sportswomen to actually break those or cross that particular milestone which he had set. Okay, it's all about the mindset. Once we realize that something is achievable, then definitely there's a higher possibility for us to go ahead and do it. So, really nice thoughts and insights, Rajesh.
Thank you.
So, the final point or question that I would request your insights on is pertaining to your message to our listeners. So, if you could offer one piece of advice to our listeners who are feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to constantly do more, what would it be? Also, how can we redefine success in a way that prioritizes well being and sustainable achievement?
See, what message I can give is that success is actually not a destination, it's a journey. The typical example which I can give you about Olympic athletes, Olympic athletes train for years together for a moment of glory. And we have seen that after reaching that moment of glory, of course, they are admired for it and it is admirable. But after reaching that moment of glory, they move into depression. There has been many situations in that. So, because they found success as a destination, not a journey. So, my message will be look at success as a journey because don't go for the someday club. We someday I will do that. Enjoy the journey as a process. So smell the roses on the way as you are moving towards it. So if you look at success as a journey, reaching one goal, then moving ahead to the next goal, moving ahead to the next goal, and enjoying the journey and smelling roses on the way, you will not be part of the someday club. The main problem is that today we have to move out of the mindset of someday club. Someday we will do that. It's better to enjoy it, your journey, along with and looking at success as a journey, not a destination. It's very much required actually. And also one more thing which my mentor has taught me, which I've worked very so. He says that just like your money bank account, you should also build your memory bank account. Very memory bank account is also very important. Because as we go ahead in life and over a period of time when we look back we only remember memories. So we should build our memory bank account, so some way, either whether it is travel, whether it is you know time with family, building memories, do that, because these are things which is very important along with our money bank account also. So success as a destination is very important. Thinking it as a journey, not destination. Sorry, and also of course having a memory bank account. These are two things which are very important to understand success, so that we can build a lifetime of it together and be happy all the time.
Thanks, Rajesh, for this valuable insights and also in terms of food for thought, because that's going to be very important for our listeners to imbibe and try to incorporate your points within their lives. So,
Thank you.
thanks, Rajesh, for spending your time. It was a valuable and fabulous interaction, a
My
lot of
pleasure.
learning even for me. Okay, and some of the points definitely I would require to implement on a day-to-day basis, or at least try to start that implementation, because as you know, old
Hmm.
habits die hard. Okay, or
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
so that's how it is. So definitely the effort would start now, and possibly over a period of time habit will come across with some element of behavioral change. So
Yeah, yeah,
thanks very
absolutely.
much,
It will
Rajesh.
come. Yeah.
Thanks very much,
Thank you. Thank
Rajesh.
you.
To end the discussion, is there any final point that you would want to share?
There was one point which was very powerful, which I have said, is that to write a obituary. This was challenged by my mentor once upon a time to write down no all the if everybody can write down their current state of life, how they have reached their current state of life in all areas as a balance, and also look forward. And if you use the same thing and move ahead, how will your life be 10, 20 years down the line? This gives a big insight about it. This also changes, you will understand the changes you have to do if you want a different life. Okay. So I had done this exercise few years back and it really changed my thinking. So that's how I made some changes toward my life for the better. So if you can write down an obituary saying that okay, how I've reached this on all areas of where I'm standing now, and if the same strategy will help me reach my goal 10 years, 20 years down the line, which is joy and happiness and having full of energy all the time and whatever I want to achieve. If not, then it can really help and at a thinking level to make changes, how we can move ahead in life. This is something which is very powerful. And so this is something which I will say ki everybody should do it at any point of time with their lives, and so that no they can think differently and make changes to grow.
Thanks, Rajesh, for the final point from your side, and truly appreciate the
Thank you.
time spent. And also thanks to all our viewers who would be watching this podcast. And I'm sure that the insights and perspectives and suggestions which you would have obtained from Mr. Rajesh Iyer would enable you to make a paradigm shift in terms of what you can do as well as to become a better version of yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.